let's talk about that. So in case you were sleeping yesterday and you did not catch any of my streams or my summary or whatever else, first of all, you're a loser. Second of all, here's the receipt. Here's the killer receipt. This is 1 quarter, right? 1 quarter, just like what they spent in 1 quarter on tickets for the employees of Reedy Creek. Now, it appears that the prime recipient were the firefighters. Now, there may have been others that were there and that were involved in this, like managers, for example, that got these free passes. But the firefighters definitely were promised this as a benefit, and they put it in writing. They put it in writing for a long time, not just in an invoice, but I guess it was a contractual benefit of the firefighters, which now they're going to be opening up those books, auditing those books, and also auditing the council and the administrator who entered into these clearly illegal agreements. But what happened is they were paying for Reedy Creek employees with tax money. They were paying with tax money for Disney tickets. Think about that, guys. It's like if let's say you lived in Miami and they're paying for Dolphins tickets for all the employees. You cannot do that. That is a misuse of public funds, and it benefits one business. You can't just benefit one business. You need to benefit everybody neutrally. What about people who don't like to go to Disney? What about people who don't want to go to Disney? What about people who don't use that benefit at all? Maybe they just get it and they don't really use it, right? That's not fair to them. And it's not fair when Disney is also receiving money from the district for contract work. So while Disney is being paid for tickets, they're also being paid as a contractor of the district. They're being paid tens of millions of dollars on the regular as a contractor. So they're getting massive revenue from the district. You cannot do that. In Florida, it is clearly illegal to take gifts from private parties. This is illegal. This is essentially a gift, right? It's a form of gift in a way because it's an attempt to influence the district. So this is in paper. I cannot believe they invoiced it. You see right here at the top, you see Reedy Creek Improvement District, and then you see the little smiling Mickey up here. You know, right here, he's smiling as he's committing mad crimes, But that's what's up with this and this invoice. You can see here just the ticket line was $492,000, but the total invoice for the quarter was $533. And this is just Q1. Just Q1, okay? Just Q1. Well, here's what happened today. The firefighters, some of the firefighters, they got angry. And they came to the meeting today and they got uppity. So what I'm going to do is I am going to play the video afterwards. But for now, I just want to show you this article. So Disney World, this is from www.magic.com. Of course, this is going to be misreported because these folks don't know what the hell's going on. But they're saying they speak out against DeSantis. First of all, DeSantis does not control the board anymore. The board makes the board's decisions. This is a legal decision. This is not a DeSantis decision. It doesn't matter who the governor is. Even if they're a Democrat, you cannot openly violate the law. Just because you get away with it doesn't mean you can do it. If an officer pulls you over and sees you smoking a crack pipe, you can't tell them, well, officer, I've been smoking the same crack pipe every single day of the year. I've been driving my car smoking a crack pipe every day, and I've never been caught before. That's not a defense. Just because you haven't been caught is not a defense for a crime. So that's something you got to bear in mind here when you hear these people talking. Just because Disney got away with the crime doesn't mean it's okay to keep doing it. People are like, really? You can't do that? Yes. That is indeed like that. It's indeed like that. Also, shout out to everybody that helped me get to 104K. Appreciate y'all. There's 600 of you live right now watching me. Please smash the like button right now as we get into this topic, as we go deep, and as we listen to some of the reactions. Also, I want to get here some of the member chats. There were two in particular, and they may have been a little bit before I launched. Let me see. Yeah, I think they were before I launched. They didn't register, so I'm just going to read them real quick. The first was from Alan West, who's a member for 4 months. He says, don't drop the soap rats. Yes, thank you so much. And then we have Patrick Kennedy, the gangster, the OG who just dropped 5 Legal Mindset memberships. Please, guys, say thank you to Patrick. This is great. Thank you so much. And guys, thank you to all members of the RPG, the Replay Gang, or the Base Legal Mindset. Like I told you guys, I'm going to have one members only video per month minimum out to you guys, probably more, but at least one to you guys every single month. And of course, members know you get to really support this channel, help me do this as well, get access to the emojis, the Discord, everything else. So appreciate all you that are members on this channel. And I'm going to have updated emojis because the emojis are really from the Amber Turd era. We got to update to the Disney era. We got to get some rats. We got to get some custom rats in there. And if you guys have emoji suggestions, feel free to send them to me. And if you happen to be a graphic artist and you can make emojis and you send them to me, that'll be very helpful as well. So very open to that. Andrew Esquire live@gmail.com. All right. So of course, by the way, this is the pixie dust is high here, but you see here the plan to strip them of their benefit. First of all, this is not what is legally construed as a benefit. This does not meet the legal definition of a benefit. So obviously this WDW magic staff doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. A benefit is a very specific thing. Now, I know people think you're benefited to, you're required to have a lot of things, but most things that jobs provide are not requirements. They're things they can choose to provide or not provide. The district is immediately suspending that the Disney Pass for everybody. And there were people that complained about it. And they found $2.5 million in charges here, right? $2.5 million in charges. Thank you, Leprechaun Gold, for the $4 super sticker. $4 make me holla. And also, thank you, Nicholas Atkins, who says, how many years back can they go and charge these council members for this if they do seek charges? You know, there had to be fringe benefits of family and friends of the council members that make the 500-year price tag. This is pork barrel politics. This is having a benefit that is not used by everybody, right? This is absolutely 100% corruption in its most tainted form. So let me just see, just for the of limitations. I'm gonna look at the statute of limitations in Florida for misappropriation of funds, right? So I think it's going to be at least 3 years. Okay, so 3 years is the minimum of the statute of limitations. It may be longer because this can be an ongoing fiduciary duty, right? But at minimum, they can go back 3 years. So right now, they've got $2.5 million for 1 year, for one fiscal year. So if they can go back 3 years, do the math, right? I'm a lawyer. I'm bad at math, but I think that's $7.5 million. And by the way, that's clearly enough for a highest degree felony, a first degree felony, which is 30 years in prison for misappropriation of public funds. So the people that are found to knowingly have done this are going to be in deep shit. Right now, if I was their counsel and I was their former administrator, I would be having heart palpitations because they have absolutely the duty to know this. I taught these laws. I represented special districts in Florida for a decade, not over a decade, but about a decade, a little bit under. And I taught people ethics laws. I taught people Florida law. And every single time I taught them about misappropriation of funds and gift laws. Even the normie politician guys who got hired to these boards or voted on these boards, these guys that were voted on, they knew this law. So, of course, their attorney, which went to law school, needs to know this. It is basic knowledge. If you don't know this, you are not qualified to be the attorney for a city, county, or local government. You are not eligible. You are too brain dead. You are missing a chromosome at that point. You deserve to be in an institution, not in a place of power, and certainly not having a bar license. And I hope the bar looks into this and takes disciplinary action on all the lawyers that were involved in this and knowingly did this. This is absolutely ridiculous and absolutely illegal under Florida law, very clearly. And it's unethical. It's clearly unethical. So it's like unambiguously unethical. So this is something that there's going to be action on. The district administrator, who's like the manager, think of him like the GM of the government, right? Which is also, ironically, my degree before I was a lawyer. I was going to be a manager for a city manager or a town manager, county manager. That was going to be my job. I would have been potentially in a similar role, like to represent a special district, run their budget. That guy should know too, because they teach those guys these rules and they know the rules well. So the administrators have to worry about it as well. As Pilgrim Media said right here for 2, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Yes, mistake of law is not a defense. Mistake of law is not a defense. If you get pulled over for driving while you're drunk and you're like, I didn't know you couldn't drive while you're drunk, you are still guilty. Disney does not get to play by different rules because they happen to have a lot of money. Hellpike says, as a lawyer, are you surprised they made this mistake? How could they have made such a mistake? Hellpike, the answer is yes and no. And here's why the answer is yes and no. It disgusts me that any lawyer is this unethical. It disgusts me. But the sad reality is, particularly working with these lawyers, is I know they're that unethical. How do I know? I was on the other end of the deals with them. I was on the other side of the emails. I saw what they did. I saw the dirty tricks that they played. I know how the RCID lawyers play and how their counsel that worked both for Disney and for Reedy Creek, their double dealing counsel, that was unethical. I know how they play. I'm not surprised that the dirty people that I knew were dirty back then when I was dealing with them are still dirty now. I'm not surprised at all. And I am a little bit dirty. I do need to take a shower. It is kind of hot here in Thailand. I do need to take a shower after this. I probably will. It's kind of hot in here. I might have to, hold on. I'm going to have to kick on the AC here. You know, it's getting a little hot in the building. You know, I don't want to get too sweaty in here. Might resemble a rat. So yes, I know how they did it. They did it because they were bending the knee to Disney, because Disney controlled the district for 60 years. When you are captured, we often call it regulatory capture. When you are captured by a business or an industry like Big Pharma, which has captured the FDA, which has captured a lot of these regulatory industries. For many years, Big Oil captured the DOE, right? When you have these situations, the regulators aren't regulating, right? The government is not a check on the business. The business is running the government. This is a huge problem. This is not capitalism, by the way. That is not capitalism. That is cronyism, right? Cronyism is not capitalism. And this video has been a clip of a previous live stream, and it's clipped so you can get the information in a shorter, compact package, the information you need. If you want the full video, the whole context, the whole thing, you can check out the full stream. That is in the link below. Check that out, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.